The series has been tougher for the Islanders. I wonder if it's been tougher for Bob Bourne.
Yeah, it sure has been. We went up to Toronto and they started taking the body an awful lot. And, I don't know whether they try and key on certain players, but I know Ronnie Ellis has been sticking really close to me, and I found it a lot tougher since the first 2 games.
How does the physical part of this series affect you?
Well, in the first few games, of course, it doesn't really bother you. You're used to the regular season and being hit, but I think over the long haul, it has to take something out of, I know it does out of myself, and I think out of all the guys, but including Toronto also.
It's a lot different between Game 1 and Game 7. I wonder whether Al Arbour would have changed his strategy drastically over the course of the series. I'm not just thinking about tonight's game specifically, but do you find that he's telling you to do things differently than he would have in Game 1?
Not really, no. Our game plan in the first game was to throw it in and forecheck a lot, and they threw us off our game a lot in Game 3, and we just haven't been able to return to that. But for tonight, all we want to do is throw it in and really go after it, and I think we did it pretty good.
Poise is something that has always described the Islanders pretty well. Do you feel as though you've had as much poise in this series as you would prefer?
No, not at all. Over the 80 games, I thought we were an extremely poised team, and we showed the team, other teams in the league, a lot of respect, and I think they had a lot of respect for us, but we've got away from that also.
Bob, a lot of people are saying that the survivor of this series will have a very tough time in the semifinals because it has been so tough. I know you're not looking ahead, but does your body tell you physically that it's going to be tough to bounce back if you win tonight into a semifinal game on Tuesday?
My body feels that way right now. I'm a little tired myself, but I know a lot of guys like Brian and Trottier and Gillies, guys like that who have a little better stamina than myself. I don't think it bothers them quite as much, but if we win tonight and we'll have the 2 days off, I think we'll be able to bounce back all right.
What does the support of the home fans mean in the Nassau Coliseum specifically, because they are as loud as you'd find anywhere around the league?
It means an awful lot. You'd be surprised. We came out here for Game 5, and when we came back from Toronto, and they gave us an awful lot of support, and it gets you pumped up, and really got us going for that game. And once Clark hit a couple of guys, it really turned the game around. I
want to get back to something you said concerning Ron Ellis, who was checking you. He's always had the reputation as a fine defensive winger. I wonder if you could tell us some of the things that Ron Ellis might do that would bother you that a less experienced right winger might not know.
Well, the biggest thing for me has been in the slot. I've found myself, I'd had a lot of room during the season in the slot, and every time I get the puck there, I look around and Ellis is tipping it off, or he's grabbing my arms or something, and he's fast for an older guy, and he stays up with me all the time, and it's just tougher to get away from him.
In a long series such as this, you must get to know a certain player a lot better than you ever would over the regular season. Does that lead to any interesting stories, any comments that might linger in your mind?
Well, it does, but I don't really want to say it here, and because you got to play against the guy for the next 10 years. Hopefully, I'll be around that long, and it just gets a guy going when you know that they're saying something about you don't like.
Well, if there's been any ill feeling between the two of you, it hasn't really shown, or perhaps by comparison to other things that have gone on. Bob, we thank you for joining us, and congratulations on a great year, one of 6 30-goal scorers for the Islanders, and on a fine series so far.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Bob Bourne and the New York Islanders will return with the Stanley Cup playoffs in just a moment.